minorities come in many ways. It is not always tribal minority. So possibly the next is that the ID represents. Yes, please. Yes, please. In my view, Honorable Chair, because I was nominated by the Jubilee Party, possibly the Jubilee Party considered that in my area where I come from, because I come from location of Lukululu in Kangeta Ward, in that particular area we've not had, a representation in this house for a long time. So in my view, because you see it's the nominating party, Honorable Chair, who has better reasons as to why, I believe I was considered for that particular. No, Chair. No, Chair. I was nominated to represent that particular area, and particularly the fact that even though I didn't, go to the gender top-up section, there was a feeling that because of the area I come from, I could still come in as a minority, because women in that area, Honorable Chair, and particularly my, you can be also a minority of clanism, Mr. Speaker. Yes. 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 Honorable Chair, I was representing women on the basis of my geographical location, Honorable Chair. That is my best of my nomination, Honorable Chair.
What I know is about women and little on the gender proper. So it is a count that we feel then it's gender proper.
But again, Chair, on the same, if you can allow me, as I said, there could be, if you look at the Constitution, it talks of minority of a tribe, minority of a religion, minority of even clanism, minority of sub-tribalism, Honorable Chair. So in my view, Honorable Chair, it couldn't have been in those lines. So I don't think we need just to restrict on the minority of tribalism, Mr. Chair, because possibly the envisage of the right of the Constitution was to address other minorities, Honorable Chair. Thank you. Then on the...
No, I feel the CPA Kareni is not well explaining something about her nomination. Mm-hmm. You cannot have been nominated and yet you don't know why you were nominated. It is a straight question from the Speaker that you were nominated on the basis of this. Just that.
Yes. Honorable Chair, again, as I've stated, there is my best understanding, Honorable Chair, and it is what the party envisaged. And as I've explained, Honorable Chair, minority come in different forms. And my understanding as of then was there was a consideration of the geographical area itself. So you see, Honorable Chair, that is how my understanding was. And if I had more, Honorable Chair would be lying. The ID stating that I come from Egembe North, Honorable Chair, initially before we had a new constituency, that is Egembe Central, we were referred as to the Meru North. So as at then, possibly that is how the ID was captured, and that is my understanding, Honorable Chair. Again, there is an issue here of integrity, that on the April 11th, possibly I think it's the year 2019, we were summoned in EACC. Honorable Chair, my response is that EACC is mandated to do investigations. It is true there was an altercation in this Honorable House. I was summoned, I appeared, I gave my point of the statement, and to my understanding, since I have not, received any other charging or anything in relation to the same, we go with the law. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty. So that was it, how it was. It was in the public domain, and that is my understanding, Honorable Chair. Then there was the issue of Honorable, I think it's Ken, asking whether I'm a selfish or egocentric person. The answer is no. The other question is that I wrote a letter of welfare, with regard to welfare. Mr. Chair, it is normal for an individual to have financial, personal financial arrangements or crisis. And it is important to note that while I came in this Honorable House as a member in the Second Assembly, I spent quite a lot of time in the court, on the same issue of nomination, which I was cleared actually, because there were 2 petitions on the same. It was a law and I was cleared. So you see, Honorable Chair, it is normal. You spend a lot and you have financial arrangements, and because of my own personal financial arrangements, I envisage directing all my salaries to clearing some credit. So it is not true, Honorable Ken, that I didn't contribute, but I used to contribute in other ways, not directly from my salary, because my salary was directed to address some personal financial management. Otherwise, only that I cannot, quote and name names, but it is towards many honorable members that I contributed to privately. Some attended functions. And Honorable Chair, having run for an election and I think possibly even coming second, the kind of work I've done to the community does not reflect a selfish individual. Honorable Chair, we have the issue of, so on the issue of the common man, it is true, Honorable Chair, I'm a person who has the people at heart. I've done quite a lot even on free services, a lot of student mentorship, helping even the women groups and so much. So I believe I have the common man at heart. Only that it is human, that you face an individual issue that you have to handle differently. Honorable Chair, I think on that issue I've addressed also the issue of the team player. Someone asked about Honorable Kevinje Zeiba. Honorable Chair, it is the same issue. And to my best interest, I've answered the same. Because that letter is what, contributed to that. I did, but privately, not through the assembly. Okay. There was the issue of Honorable Chair, Honorable Grace, asking that I was vying for a seat in Kangeta True, that she was a competitor. She comes to me and she needs my attention. How I will treat her. Honorable Chair, I'm a respecter of democracy. I'm a respecter of institutions. I offer myself, the people made a decision, I'm at peace with it, and I indeed congratulate my brother who won. He is an honorable member of this house, and that is it, Honorable Chair. So to my best of interest, I'm a person who is not biased. I serve all because even this position requires that I abstain from active politics. And that is how it is, Honorable Chair. I believe I've answered your question, Honorable Member. There's the issue of incomplete markets, Honorable Chair, that was raised by Honorable Mureithi. Indeed, it is true that, when there's change of administration, it is obvious that there will be incomplete projects. And to answer your question, yes, I will always look into all incomplete projects, because I believe when you are an administrator and you start a project, it is not a personal project. It is for the people. So whoever comes next, in my view, needs to reconsider and complete those projects because they are for the benefit of the people. Say yes, I will consider and do my best. There was the issue of cess points by Honorable Aurelio, I believe so, and the extortion of extortion of the same. We have tried, Honorable Chair, to the best of our ability as a county, to digitalize revenue collection as one of the ways of reducing the human interaction in terms of revenue collection. And even though anything that is handled by humans cannot completely not have a human touch, my view is that in the spirit of transparency, as Her Excellency the Governor said the other day, that there will also be points of information where if you feel someone is an officer of the government and the person has not handled you very well, you can go and give that information. So what I can say on the extortion part is that we'll try our level best to follow up on any cases that have been brought up, Honorable Chair, on extortion. On the issue of revenue collection, Honorable Chair, my view is that the issue is on revenue. It is the same, Honorable Member, on revenue collection. While it falls under my docket, we have a county revenue board, which of course is a autonomous government agency. And on the issue of the 4 p.m. consideration, I think it is in wisdom that, you know, you start your day, of course, possibly at 8, Honorable Chair. And the reason this 4 p.m. idea came into being, it is because possibly after 4 p.m., you know, because as I said, the issue of revenue is the issue where, yes? Noted, Honorable Chair. Noted, noted. Noted, Honorable Chair. Yes. Answer.
The issue of 8 a.m., as Honorable Karimi has mentioned, is majorly on, it comes to bars and hotels and shops and all that. But in terms of markets, we always see the flow of traders as at from 2-3 p.m. That's when we see most of the traders coming into the market. And our markets are fully or are full to the brim at around 5:30, 6. That's when you have every trader in the market. And now, the issue of revenue collection being closed at 4 p.m. in terms of markets, we close out a lot of revenue outside there between 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. when they start streaming into the market, up to the time when the market is full to the brim. I think the best time to collect this revenue is when the market is full to the brim, when everyone, and now we have even a trend of people going, waiting until 4 p.m. and then entering the market at 4:30 p.m. because there is a cap, you cannot collect revenue before 4 p.m. So we need to know how that can be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you for the clarification. So my view is that the people who possibly get into the market towards 4 p.m. and towards the end of the day, Honorable Chair, are small-scale traders. And if we want to agree is that these people are not in an organized, possibly market, because mostly they sell either on the streets or on other inorganized markets. So in my view, the 4 p.m. issue is a temporary measure, just to set a framework. And if considered for this position, my view is that we set a framework. Or now then, we target these informal traders, because targeting a formal trader and you see, this is not someone who is maybe licensed. This is not someone whom you can trace to a specific market stall, needs a framework. So in my view, the 4 p.m. issue is just a temporary, Honorable Chair, a temporary measure to address the extortion that the Honorable Member asked about, and also setting a clear framework as to how then we'll be able to put this pool together and tax them in a more organized manner. Then, Honorable Chair, there was the issue of tourist destinations, that what do I do if given this chance? Honorable Chair, in my view, we have 4 sets currently in Meru County of tourism. We have 2 sites, historical sites. We have Mount Kenya and we have the Meru National Park, which are fairly controlled by KWS and the Kenya Forest Services. Secondly, we have Lower Conservancy, and we have the Ngarendare Forest Trust, which again is privately owned, but still sits in our land. We have historical sites like the Deputy Speaker noted, like Ombe. We have the Purple Tea, Tuan's Avi. We have waterfalls that they are not documented, and therefore they are still in their natural site. So what we like, and then we have the issue of culture. We have the issue of culture, and even if it does not fall in my docket according to the current structure of government, given a chance, what will I do? Number one, Honorable Chair, we have the International Tourism Day that happens every September of every year. But if I look historically, since the setup of devolution, here in Meru we've not celebrated it. And it's one of the ways in which you can use to showcase what we have. And number two, Honorable Chair, we have a site called Discover Meru. But if you go and Google it today, it says the account has been suspended. So even if we have a catalog of many tourist attractions, many sites, we have no way of showcasing it, and we need to put our product out there so that other people can consume it, Honorable Chair. Then there is the issue of the Tourism Expo that happens every year. Possibly, I think it happens in KICC, but the venue keeps changing every year. My view is that we also need to pitch camp as a county. Whenever there is a National Tourism Expo, we pitch camp, sell our products, so that even the other people out there and other investors can know that we have this in Meru and they need to attend to our products. And then there's the issue of developing natural sites, Honorable Chair, because like the site called Deombe today, if you go there, number one, you need security. There is no security. You need basic amenities like even washrooms, a place you can get some water. We doesn't have. So what I do, if given this chance, Honorable Chair, is to ensure we have developed many of these sites so that they can become consumable. I believe with that I've fairly answered that question. Then there was the issue of trade again by Honorable, the Leader of Minority, Honorable Mwenda, on the plans I have to help grow trade economically in Meru. The backbone, Honorable Chair, of our economy, without dispute, is trade, and more so the micro, small, and medium enterprises. And if I look at the manifesto of our governor, and also the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza, there has been a keen interest on promoting micro, small, and medium enterprises. That's why we have the Hustlers Fund at the national level, and here also at the county level, we have the microfinance and other semi-autonomous government agencies whose interest is to enhance the growth and promote the growth of microfinances. So what will I do? Number one, I will find a way of embedding the Hustler Fund in Meru County so that even the small micro traders in Meru can benefit from the national government funds. Number two, I will do my very best to promote cooperatives in this county, because we have many people who are organized into cooperatives, especially the small traders. You go to Kagoma, where we have the stone cutting, you'll find people who have organized themselves. Look at the bonda industry, we have people who have organized themselves. It is just now promoting them to access credit, market their products, and grow, and also make licensing and make markets easier, as the Honorable Member was asking. Someone else, that is Honorable Zipporah, talked of. Sorry, Honorable Chair. Sorry, Honorable Chair. Yes, Chair. Honorable Zipporah, my good friend, talked about marketing of tourism, again, because there was a focus quite a lot on the issue of the Mount Kenya and Lake Ellis. I've mentioned about tourism, and just to answer to it, currently, we are still developing products. If you go to Lake Nkonga as we speak, there is a lot of rehabilitation going on so that the product can become consumable. There is the issue of an arboretum being set up also, because it is important for advancing tourism. So given what I've mentioned before and plus what I've added to you, Honorable Chair, I believe I've answered that question very adequately. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Honorable Martin Komamakasi, and I wanted to pose this question to Honorable Karemi. You are alive to the situation of the Elephant Rock Hotel. You are aware, you are alive to that. How do you think, when given this opportunity, you're going to handle that situation and making sure that we don't lose revenue, we don't lose money? Thank you.
CPA Esther Karimi, I'm still on my question about the minority group. I've managed to retrieve the Jubilee list for nominee 2017, and I can see very clearly you are nominated as the ethnic minority. Please clarify to us, which ethnicity was it? Is it by skin, by region, by culture? Just tell us.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, may I take the shortest time possible? Honorable Martin Makasi, sorry, Chair, as mentioned the issue of the Leopard Rock. Indeed, Meru County is at the verge of losing 500 million if the issue of the Leopard Rock Lodge is not addressed. And it is an issue that traces back to when we had the Nyambene County Council. Because according to the history of this case, Mr. Chairperson, that is when the contract between Leopard Rock and Amico Enterprises and Nyambene County Council was entered into. There were terms of course of agreement, and it is upon the breaking those agreements that then the Leopard Rock property turned to leave. In my view, what should be done? I looked, Honorable Chair, at the arbitrator's report because I was very privileged to be in the trade report in the last assembly. And I believe, from my understanding, sorry? I was in the trade committee, the committee of trade. I did. But now, on this particular issue, we visited the Meru National Park, Honorable Chair, as the trade committee. So, looking at that issue. Yes, please.
How much is in dispute?
At this time, what is in dispute is 349 million, but there is interest. That was the original amount, but because of interest accrued, it has gone up to around 500 million. Honorable Chair, yes. Yes, so in my view, Honorable Chair, I believe there was a role that ought to have been played at the point of arbitration, particularly on the Meru County as a lessor, because the Leopard Rock was a lessee. And if you look at that arbitration report, Honorable Chair, it seems that the lessor who is the Meru County government, didn't have a substantive role in arriving at that amount. So, given a chance, Honorable Chair, I will go back and relook into the process where it started, because I believe as far as a matter is not settled in court, even though, of course, a judgment was given, but there have been various appeals. I believe we still have a chance as a county to go and redeem ourselves. So, Honorable Chair, the question asked is that we need to relook at the process. What exactly was not exhausted, so that we can then exhaust it and prevent this loss of money that the county is looking into. Then the issue again, Honorable. Honorable Chair, yes. I believe the arbitration process was not exhaustively accounted, because it's as if the lessor who is now the Meru County government, didn't have a substantive role at arriving at the 349 million, Honorable Chair. According to the understanding of my report, we still need to explore that avenue because it still gives us some chance in saving the county this money. On the issue again, Honorable Chair, that was raised by Honorable Frida, ethnic minority, Chair, I don't know what to explain anymore because I gave my part of the story, Honorable Chair. Possibly it's my clan, I don't know, Honorable Chair, possibly. But that is what I have to say on this matter, Honorable Chair, because at times there are matters, Honorable Chair, that are beyond you. There are things that are beyond you, because I was not the only party in this nomination. We had their party as well, and the party had its own position as to why I had to undertake this role. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Honorable Chair and honorable members, some who are former colleagues, may I take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for hosting me today. It is both an honor and a privilege to me to get nominated for this position. I believe, Honorable Chair, I have what it takes to serve the people of Meru in this capacity. And as I've noted in my contribution, I note that this position requires that I abstain from all political matters, even though I previously served in those positions. So I understand too well. Number two, Honorable Chair, I believe in working in harmony and in cohesion. May I offer my promise that given a chance, Honorable Chair, I will work with this county assembly and any other state agencies available to ensure that the residents of Meru get optimal services from our government. That, Chair, I want to sincerely express also my hope in, of course, getting an affirmation. And what I can say is that given a decision that if this committee considers me, I promise that you'll get value out of me. I will serve all the people of Meru, regardless of party, regardless of position, regardless of the past, because I believe what is most important is Mwananchi, who has given us these chances. Therefore, I thank you most sincerely, thanking the Almighty God for the opportunity, and thanking the people of Meru also for their prayers and getting this far.
So at
I, do solemnly swear that the information I shall give before this committee shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Japhet Ndomba Idhinji. I was born 1960, October on 15th, at a place called Monido, sublocation. I went to school in Mlavankaren Primary School, where I went from nursery up to class 7, then standard 7. I did my CPE. I proceeded to the Chogom Boys, where I studied for 2 years. I did my KJSE, Kenyan Junior Secondary Examination. I passed well, and I felt that I needed a school where I would do sciences. And on going to Gaga Boys to request for a place, the principal then willingly offered me a place there. I studied there for 2 years, from 1977 to 1978. I did well in my EACE. I was called, or rather, we were highly admitted at Meru School. But when I got there, I was offered to do mathematics, economics, and geography, and I felt I needed to do sciences as it was my desire. So somehow we changed to Nkobo High School, where I studied for 2 years from 1979 up to 1980, after which I sat for my KACE, and I did well. I passed. I was admitted to the University of Nairobi, but it was Kenyatta University, actually college. Then it was a faculty of the University of Nairobi. And I studied there for 4 years, up to 1981 when I joined university. And I studied there up to 1985, July, when we completed and got posted. Reason why I took long then it was because, one, there was the coup of 1982, and that affected and wasted a year for us, a year of study for us. So after completing university, I was posted directly to Meru Teachers College, where I started teaching in July 1st, and I stayed there up to, for 17 years, up to 2002. And then from there, I decided I had enough of teaching in college because there wasn't much of challenge, and I felt I needed to contribute in building our schools. So I requested for a transfer to Meru High School, or Meru School then, where I taught for 5 years, and rose to the deputy principal's post for 2 years. That after 5 years, I got transferred to Kirige Boys as a principal. And I worked in that school for 13 years, 12 and a half years, and then I retired from the service in 2020. I am married, have 3 sons, and they are grown up. And after retirement, I've been working, keeping myself busy, doing different things around home, and that's how I've been spending my time since then. I am now happy to be nominated for this post, and I'm ready to serve Meru in that capacity with your approval.
I will allow one of members to pose questions to Idenji, but Idenji, what I would request you to do is that you write, listen to the honorable member who is going to ask the question, and then the question, then we'll give 3, 4, 5 members room to ask questions. When you answer, then you can answer all of them at once. Then if the members are not satisfied, then you can have another set of questions. Is that okay with you? Yes. So, honorable members, I will allow any member who has an issue to raise at the junction. Honorable Mheshimiwa MBUNGE.
I'm Bioki, representing the people of Kuthujwa West. In your application, it is indicated that you are applying for roads, energy, and public works. Can you clarify on this?
Just know then you answer. Honorable Kent, please.
Career of not less than 5 years in the field relevant to the portfolio of the department to which a person is being appointed to. So you did education science. You will elaborate that.
Thank you, Honorable Mwenda. Any other member with any other question? Honorable Idenji.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. The member for Kuthujwa West, Honorable Bioki, has requested me, or rather asked why I was appointed for lands, physical planning, and urban development, other than the one I applied for. On application, Honorable Chair, I was lent or given the post, the current post where now I am appointed, and which I'm here before you for your approval, and I do not question further the approving authority. And I said, or I gave myself time to reflect on that, and I thought lands would be even more suitable for me. Having studied geography all the way to the university, there's a lot of geography in lands, there's a lot of issues